Nick King and Middle Tennessee might be NIT-bound. Mark Zaleski, Associated Press, Southern Mississippi, gave the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee even more to think about Thursday night with its 71-68 overtime victory over top-seeded Middle Tennessee in the Conference USA Tournament quarterfinals. The Blue Raiders steamrolled through their conference schedule during the regular season, dropping just 2 games to Marshall, and were favored to win the CUSA tournament. Now that they haven't, they are thrown in with the rest of the at-large pile. Do they have a good case? Here's Middle Tennessee's resume, with numbers taken from the team sheets being used by the selection committee. For a fuller explanation of what the quadrants mean, click here, but in essence the committee is going to favor teams with a good showing in Quadrant 1 and 2 games and doesn't want to see many losses in Quadrant 3 and 4 games. Record, 24-7, one of its wins came against Division II Trevecca Nazarene, a game the committee will not consider. RPI, 32. Average ranking in the 6 statistical measurements used by the committee, 43.17. Quadrant 1 record, 3-3, wins at Western Kentucky, at Murray State and at Old Dominion, neutral site, losses to Auburn, Miami and USC. Quadrant 2 record, 2-1, home win versus Western Kentucky, road win at Vanderbilt, road loss at Marshall. Quadrant 3 record, 7-2, home losses to Belmont and Marshall. Quadrant 4 record, 11-1, Thursday's loss to Southern Miss. That 5-4 record in Quadrant 1-2 games is a nice accomplishment for a mid-major program, but here's one of the problems for the Blue Raiders: none of those victories came against teams worthy of at-large consideration. Compare that to a team such as Alabama, one of Middle Tennessee's bubble peers. Only 2 spots separated the teams in Ken Pomeroy's rankings after Thursday's games. The Crimson Tide has wins over Rhode Island, Texas A. All of those teams have a solid chance of earning at-large bids. The other knock against Middle Tennessee's resume is its 3 Quadrant 3-4 losses, which is probably too many for the committee to tolerate. Alabama also has 3, but all of them came from Quadrant 3, and 2 of them were against major conference teams Minnesota and Mississippi. Louisville, another team thought to be on the bubble, has no Quadrant 3-4 losses, the same for Oklahoma State. USC, Arizona State and Marquette have 1 apiece. All of this points to a troubling NCAA tournament path for the Blue Raiders. Patrick Stevens, the Post's resident bracketologist, doesn't even have Middle Tennessee as one of his first 4 teams out in his most recent NCAA tournament prediction, listing the Blue Raiders in the group of 4 NIT-bound teams that comes below that distinction. Jerry Palm of CBS Sports has them in his first 4 out, as does ESPN's Joe Lundardi. Not everyone agrees. Bracketology, which occupies the top spot in the bracket matrix's ranking of NCAA tournament predictors, has Middle Tennessee as one of the last 4 teams to make the NCAA tournament field. But the Blue Raiders' resume, combined with continued bid thievery by other teams, make their chances look exceedingly bleak. More college basketball, one crying moment, 15 of the toughest defeats in NCAA tournament history this time. Virginia skips the drama versus Louisville in ACC tournament quarterfinals. Sallie Jenkins, Virginia basketball isn't a highlight reel. It's a how-to video. Bennett and Virginia aren't for everyone, but it's okay to be different. Bubble teams Arizona State, Oklahoma and Notre Dame are flirting with historic sadness. John Feinstein, Atlantic 10 tournament follows its season MO, not always pretty, but always close.